This conference will now be recorded.
A couple things before we get started. We have a sign-up sheet down here. If you would like to bring something for the council, we appreciate it if you sign up and bring it to it instead of us having an open discussion back and forth during our meeting. We have an agenda we'd like to adhere to as close as possible. So we do have two guests tonight. Would you like to stand up and introduce yourself?
Yes, please. My name is Sarah Schaefer, and I'm a part of Girl Scout Troop 15134. I just got into the troop, so I'm not really familiar with Girl Scout culture.
Congratulations. You want to introduce your guest?
This is my sister, Lucy Schaefer.
Hello. Welcome. How about behind you?
These are my parents, my mom, and my
Welcome. Welcome. Remain standing. Would everyone please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Would you like to lead us in the pledge?
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this gorgeous weather that we've been having. We do need some rain, so hopefully you can spare some and send down to us to help the drought. Oh Lord, as we go into the meeting tonight, please guide us in a godly manner that we make the right decisions, not only for the town, but also for the townspeople. Oh Lord, bless these young girls that are here with us tonight, especially the one that's going into Girl Scouts. Be with her and guide them and help develop them into nice American people. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Do you have a project or anything that you're working on, or are you just here for your citizens badge?
My idea was to
You can come up and talk to them.
Yeah, you can talk into the microphone.
You're not shy.
Yeah, I think she is.
Got me.
My idea was I would put two tables that are like kind of as half as this one. And on the one side would be a checkers and chess board that has like a box on the one side where pieces can go in. So people could come down to Shakespeare Park and play the games instead of their phones back. And the other game would be tic-tac-toe.
Oh, good. Good. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to come to us.
Is this for Sharpsburg Park, you say?
Benjamin,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to ask permission if I could put those two tables in Shakespeare Park.
Boonesboro Park.
Sorry.
Schaefer Park. Ricky, you're on the park board. Do you see any problem with that?
I see no problem.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, good luck to you. You have our permission.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea where you're going to put it at in Schaefer Park?
We're still working on that. My idea was to put it like right kind of near the entrance, so then when people enter, they can see it and then go look at it, and they might play it and then tell their friends.
Yeah, make a suggestion too. When's y'all meet? What?
I was looking at it, just down. It's usually it should be on mine. It's always the fourth Wednesday.
Fourth Wednesday of every month, our park board meets down in the community center.
Here,
Here, oh, they meet here? Oh, okay, they meet here at what time?
24th.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So, mark your calendar and come in and talk to the park board and tell them what you would like to do. I don't think they'll have a problem with you at all. Council, I think it'd be a great idea to have something down there to entertain the kids.
I can assure you that the town's blessing, which we have.
Maybe you could put it on the side where the kids' playground is, so the parents could play when the kids are,
Yeah.
on the equipment.
So it would be
Preferably, I
September
don't know,
20th.
you really want to.
7 o'clock,
At 7 o'clock,
right here.
not here.
Okay. Got anything, questions or anything you'd like to ask any of us?
No, not really.
Okay, well, good luck.
Are you saying you're part of the 15024?
15134.
15134.
That one girl from 15024, built an agility ramp for a dog park.
That's already been.
Oh yeah, that's my best friend.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There you
They're in competition.
go.
This could be good for the park.
Yes, yes,
They
it
put
will.
down there with the state night. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, council, have you had a chance to review the draft minutes from Monday, August the 11th, 2025?
We have, I have a question, so
Yes, sir.
I was not in attendance at that meeting, but I saw where Lee raised the point there in the notes about paving a parking lot at the top of Wolf Drive. And, did we not promise those people we were going to do that, I thought?
Yeah, we just have to have money.
What do you suggest we do that? What is that, 527 for the thing?
Well, Marilyn had brought up about checking the residual highway user funds that we have. That is just
Thank you.
a little more complicated than you would think. But I've been talking with Jesse and the accountant about
Oh,
that.
well, keep us in the loop. I mean, I think we promised those folks we were gonna do it.
Yeah.
So, it's in.
We did, I mean, Greg did go in and fill the potholes so that it's way better than it was. Yes, it still certainly needs to be redone.
Thanks. I just want to prove that I read the minutes.
I have a motion to accept the Monday, August 11th, 2025 minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same.
I
Abstained?
should abstain now because I wasn't here.
Okay. Roll it. Okay, got one abstention. Thank you, sir. Treasurer's report.
Okay, so you know I'm gonna be doing 2 months for you, so hang in there with me. At the end of July, the general fund had an ending balance of $4,679,582.27. Highlights in the general fund, we collected $852,935.42 in real estate tax payments. We also received $49,173.89 in highway user fees. We collected $670.34 in personal property tax payments, and we also received $3,644.35 in hotel motel tax revenue. We received $1,730 for park rentals. We received $20,000 for the 08 Ford dump truck that was sold. Paul Wassler and Son, $127,338 for milling and overlaying projects. We purchased a 2025 Jeep Gladiator police vehicle for $46,901.25, and it's a sweet looking ride. Purchased a 2024 Ford F550 for $98,201.00 for public works. I haven't seen that. I'm sure it's a sweet ride too. And we earned interest accrued of $12,201.62. The restricted funds had an ending balance of $359,374. The only action that occurred in that account was interest earned of $828.29. Our CDs that we have at Middletown Valley Bank the CD deposits that we had at an ending balance of $1,391,685.32. Of that, Middletown Valley Bank has a CD that they're holding for Schaefer Park, totaling $57,685.32. The Fidelity CD's total balance is $1,351,485.63, and there was a small amount in the money market with Fidelity of $17,589.99. The water fund had an ending balance of $943,051.43, Highlights in the water fund, we received $464,961.63. In water collections, we paid HRI $1,155,390.07 for the reservoir replacement project. We paid Aero Consulting $19,500.67 also for the reservoir project. We paid WRA $5,055.33 for reservoir project, and we paid WRA $1,715.74 for the Crestview bypass project. We also earned interest in that account of $3,166.04. The user fee restricted account had an ending balance of $1,158,097.91. And we did transfer into that account $1,155,390.07 from water fund to pay HRI, and the amount was reimbursed by the capital funding. We also had interest earned of $2,557.47. American Rescue Plan Act had an ending balance of $1,421,216.54. We did earn interest of $3,017.65, and we paid Hillis Carnes Engineering $728.50 for nuclear density testing for the Boonesboro Mountain Road water line. The sewer fund had an ending balance of $157,715.91. We paid the Bay Restoration Fund second quarter payments of $24,916.61. And we paid Apple Valley Waste $5,311.05 for our bio-solid removal. We also had interest earned $728.36. The sewer fund restricted account had an ending balance of $311,244.39. The only action in that account was interest earned of $725. And then we can move on to August. If I give you a second here. So for August, the general fund had an ending balance of $5,786,060.48. We had collections of $43,156.42 in real estate tax payments. We received $1,155,390.07 for reimbursement for HRI payment app number 5. We received personal property tax payments totaling $776.19. We also received $4,716.81 for June 2025 hotel motel tax. We received $6,585.81 from Antietam Broadband and our franchise fee. And we received $2,232.33 from Comcast on their franchise fee. We also earned interest in that account totaling $14,784.65. The restricted funds had an ending balance of $360,230.98. The only action in that account for the month was interest earned of $856.98. Our CDs for the month ending had a balance of $1,414,290.35. Of that, the CD for Schaefer Park at Milltown Valley, $57,882.50. Fidelity CDs totaling $1,356,430.55, and money in the money market account at that moment was $267,407.85. The water fund had an ending balance of $177,767.55. We received collections of $74,244.75. We paid HRI an invoice towards the reservoir for $831,352.60. We paid Aero Consulting $4,681.73 for reservoir project, and we paid WRA $1,573.15 for the Crestview bypass project. We also earned interest $2,948.19. The Water fund user fee had an ending balance of $815,078.17. We did pay 344, we transferred, $344,609.93 to the water fund to pay HRI. And we also earned interest of $1,590.19. The American Rescue Plan Act had an ending balance of $1,419,654.36. We paid Hillis Carnes Engineering $1,956 for nuclear density testing for Boonesboro Mountain Road line. And we paid WRA $2,752.38 for the reservoir project. And we also earned interest of $3,146.20. The sewer fund had an ending balance of $355,835.86. We paid Dennis Sales and Service $8,425 for new smart valves, vacuum monitors and injectors for the chlorine and SO2. We paid Apple Valley Waste $3,948.10 for biosolid removal, and we earned interest of $625.96. The sewer fund restricted account had an ending balance of $311,986.60. The only action in that account was interest earned of $742.21. I did want to give you all just one real quick recap. I asked Mitch from Wealth Enhancement to go over our portfolio. You know, we had to close out the Wells Fargo and everything got moved over to Wealth Enhancement. At the beginning, when Wealth Enhancement took over in April of this year, the beginning balance, they took $1,848,441.97, which was actually just an internal transfer. There was an additional CD that we had to wait for to come due with a value of $250,539, which transferred on 4/23. We took distributions from the money that we have, $778,000. During this period from 4/14 to 9/4 of 2025, we have earned interest of $37,733.24. We have paid the advisory fee to Wealth Enhancement of $2,263.08. And our ending balance right now with Wealth Enhancement is $1,356,451.91. The reason I'm bringing that to your all's attention is that we paid a management fee to this organization where in the past we did not. If you're all happy with that, we'll stay with it. If you're not, you can take other considerations. That's why I'm.
And it's probably worth mentioning that that's why our general fund balance is so high.
Yes, yes, because we took the
Because we have our
distributions, yes.
Previously invested funds
Yes.
in there. until
Yes.
this time.
Yep, absolutely, Marilyn, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions of Tony? Hearing that, all in favor of approving do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
For July and August.
July and August, yep.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, the same, abstain, motion carries.
Do the treasurer and assistant treasurer have a recommendation on what you want to do? I know I feel like we need to do something.
Yeah, so the reason I mentioned it is that I was approached by First United Bank. They are moving to Boonesboro, taking over the old Fulton Bank. As far as I know, that's going to be happening relatively soon. They have a assured sweep account, a lot like we have at Middletown Valley Bank. The difference would be instead of having these laddered CDs that we're working all the time, which right now I'm doing 3-month increments because the revenue in 3 months is really competitive with 6, 9, and 12-month CDs. There's no reason to tie up any longer, but the insured sweep account through First United would be one pool of monies that we would have ability to get any moment. So you don't have to wait 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It's just.
And then it's comparable to what we're making from these.
It would be, but I could have Alan come in and give us a presentation at the workshop if you'd like.
That doesn't, put us in breach of any contract we have been about. Or breach any kind of.
No.
You know, I'd be in favor of removing it from wealth management, that we talked about, a couple of us, either to the bank or to the LCIP, we talked about before. I'm not in favor of continuing to say wealth enhancement, nothing.
I agree.
I mean, they've made us
If you
money.
can
but
get
at
a
the same
competitive
time,
rate,
you know,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Not
I'll
pay a
reach out
fee.
to Alan at First United and see if I can get him at the next workshop and let him give his presentation, what he has to offer. So,
You're gonna be the one in Middletown, right?
yeah.
It wouldn't affect our check
Yeah, no,
at
no,
all.
no, it's
It would
just gonna be the investment.
investments
Yep,
that we
only
have.
the investment. Perfect, I will do that. Thank you.
Usually a very busy man.
We have a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Sorry,
Yep,
you
we already
did
did.
that.
Okay,
I just,
we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We don't-
We can hide again.
we were just talking about the investment.
Wait,
That's-
where's the treasurer?
that's-
Do we need to make a note or you're gonna have a presentation?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a presentation.
It won't be anything. Okay, under public comments, we have Steve Mull. Well, please state your name and your address and who you represent. Please. Thank you, everybody knows you.
Hi, I'm Steve Mole. My address is actually outside of Boonesboro. I live 7436 Mountain Laurel Road. But I'm here representing Boonesboro Ambulance and Rescue Services, 7619 Old National Pike. I am the vice president of the ambulance company. And I wanted to first of all thank you, Mayor, Council, for your continued support. You guys have been steadfast in your support for the ambulance and rescue company, as well as the fire company out here. And we appreciate that. We need that support to continue to provide the services that we are able to do. And I want to speak to the letter that was sent to you. As you know, we have been working with Mr. Bowen in plans for upgrading our current building. When we moved into that building more than 30 years ago, we were staffing one ambulance, typically with volunteers that were responding from home. If they were at the station, it was 1 or 2 people at the station. Years have gone by, population has increased, traffic has increased, our number of calls have increased. That increase has required us to increase both our staffing and the number of apparatus that we have responding to emergency calls. Where our station was big enough 30 years ago, it no longer meets the criteria. Where before we had 1 or 2 people on the station, now we have on the minimum usually 4 and sometimes 8 or 10 people, depending on if we have new people that are in training and things like that. So our station has really gotten too small, just having our workers at the station, much less having administrative officers and billing office and stuff like that, trying to conduct business in a normal manner. So we're undertaking the project to expand and improve our station for our crews are there for 24 to 48 hours, some of them. So it's their house while they're there. So we want it to be safer, and we want it to be nicer, and we want it to not be crammed together like a bunch of sardines. So with that, we're going to face a couple of things. We're already basically at the capacity that our septic system can handle. So to increase our station and bathrooms and showers and such, we wouldn't be able to do it with our current septic. So it's going to require us to connect to the town's new sewer line up Old National Pike. Also likely increase the capacity of our water service. And there are connection fees, obviously, that are involved with that. And we would just ask consideration from the town, the council, and utilities commission for consideration for a waiver for those fees. We are a nonprofit. We rely heavily on our fundraising to be able to continue to pay our staffing and our training and all of the equipment and such. We rely heavily on the carnival, which this year we lost several days due to the weather. So that amount of money that would be required for those connection fees would be a substantial hit for us in trying to upgrade our facility. So we would just ask for consideration for a waiver of those connection fees as we move forward with our process.
How many, did you give an assessment of how many connection fees there would be? Have you gotten that far? Bruce?
They haven't done a fixture unit count yet, no.
So you haven't talked to BMUC at all either?
No. No, we're in the early stages of, yeah, I mean, we have preliminary plans, that we still haven't finalized yet. You know, the architect company, they come to us with a plan and we say, okay, this part is great, we still need to change this, we need to make this more usable. So we haven't gotten to the point where we finalize the plans where we would have a final count on fixtures and things like that. But we have talked with Mr. Bowen about the connections, and Nelson Baker, one of our members of our board of directors, has been working closely with him and the architects and others to try and facilitate all of this and pull it all together. But we felt it was important to address the council from our leadership on behalf of the men and women of the ambulance company.
Well, I would just throw it out there, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
To me, the first thing, how many connections are we talking about when you go to the BMUC? Because if you're talking about 1 or 2 connections, well, that may be one thing. If you're talking about 6 or 8 connections, that may be something different. So I'd just say, thanks for letting us know. I think it's a little early.
Okay.
To your connection, then we want to go to meetings and they'll make a recommendation to us.
Perfect.
That fair, Sam?
I do have it on the BMC agenda next week. Just
Okay.
tell them, I don't do the letters sent to them, so just share the information with them.
Just so we're clear, the ambulance company did go before the BMUC and got a utility plan approved to connect to the pressure system. The only piece that we didn't have at the time, because they were under the design of their building, was, well, how many EDUs is that going to be? And they're still not quite there yet. But I can work with Nelson and see if we can't get some rough numbers for the BMUC, so we can get a range. You've certainly done enough based on the size pads that you've shown. They've also filed a site plan with the planning commission also. So we have a site plan where they're showing where the new building is going to go, which is what we look at from a planning and zoning perspective with setbacks. We don't really get into the architecture so much, people's houses or things like that. But that does drive the fixtures exactly like you say. But I think we probably have enough that before next week's BMUC meeting, we can work with Nelson and FSA and get a number, a range, just so we know it's going to be between 2 and 4, it's going to be between 8 and 12 or something like that.
Are you expanding at the original ambulance setting?
We're going to be on the same site. We will be making improvements to the existing structure and then expanding to the rear on the side of the property is kind of along adjacent to the church property.
Okay. I like
I
it.
think he sent us a picture already of that.
Oh, did he?
Not you,
Okay.
I think somebody
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of it. You're expanding towards the side of the Dollar General, right?
So there will be an expansion out to what's the current driveway because we'll be adding a couple of bays out that side. But the main expansion is going to be out the back.
Right.
Sewer. Because you have water.
We have water now, yes. I mean, but currently, when we built that building more than 30 years ago, we have a kitchen and 1 male bathroom and 1 female bathroom, with 1 shower and, a commode and a urinal and 2 commodes and a female.
There's kind of a blow up of it. You've got this main streets down here.
Yep.
The grayed out buildings are the ones that are there today. Your ones in bold are what they want to do, including a pavilion in the back. But so you're looking, I mean, it's pretty sizable. I'm not sure if they're doing it in phases yet or
Well,
not.
this is gonna be my question, are you doing phases or you don't know?
Because we haven't gotten,
Funding.
well,
pricing,
exactly, because we haven't gotten
yeah.
finalization on the architecture yet. We haven't been able to get finalization on funding. So my guess is that the main station is going to be the first phase and then like the pavilion will be the secondary phase. But, with this, we've been doing the community trainings quarterly where we do the stop with lead and the CPR stuff. Part of this is a training community room that will allow us to do it there instead of having, right now, we're going over to the training center on Sharpsburg Pike, which is a great facility.
Right.
But it's not local when we're doing it, the intent is for it to be for our town and area community members.
I can't believe it's been 30 years.
I was thinking
More.
that too, Eric, wow. How did that happen?
They say something about having fun, but I'm not sure about
I
that.
don't know about that yet.
It's still a nice looking picture for its
So-
age.
so-
Oh, absolutely.
Some of the meetings are fun.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, like right now, our monthly business meeting is going on at the community center in the park, because it's very difficult reason us to even have meetings in there, because there's not space. When we have 4 or 8 crew members in there, more often than not now, we have 2 ambulances that we're staffing, and we still miss calls because both of the ambulances are out on calls. So I don't anticipate it'll be too much longer before we'll be looking at putting a 3rd ambulance on the street at the same time. And that's the other thing, since COVID, the cost of apparatus has skyrocketed. Looking at a new ambulance now, and they want more than $550,000. And oh, by the way, we would take delivery, second half of 2028. So, now we're having to play the numbers game way out in advance. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Big Tom?
Nice seeing you, Steve.
Thanks, Drew.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna move around with this new meeting.
Yes.
Well, that's not supposed to be that way, Dickie.
I know it's not, but my therapist told me if I don't hurt you when you're doing the job.
Yeah, that's right.
She was gonna hold it up.
Nice.
I have,
Name and address for the.
Richard Toms, 12 South Avenue, Bridgeboro.
Thank you.
I had a problem with the grass being made at number 10 on Delaware. Yeah, on South Avenue, off of Delaware. I've talked to the gentleman several times and haven't really got any response. They've got it to where they bush hog it every other month. And it's April, May after the first noisy grants, should I say. And 2 more months before they got around to doing it. I don't even know whether the dinner was, have they done this 3rd time yet? They have?
Yeah.
Okay, so April, May, June, July, August, and September. Well, September, haven't had much rain since the grass is growing. But the bush hogging, they just cut off 10 inches and all those were on the other 8 inches. It's all in land. So it's just, and a state car. I mean, you're playing in it. It's in the 53 years that I've been there, I've never seen it this bad. Since this guy said, now he's trying to build a house on that lot, and he's not having very good luck. So apparently, I guess he's just trying to save money and doing what he's doing. But it's an eyesore. My neighbors are with me on this. I just told them, I said, look, I've gotten a complaint since. Apparently, they haven't been down to bother me.
We'll look into it.
I have pictures of it if anybody ever went to see it, so
I see it almost every day.
I understand.
Did they replace the telephone pole you asked to have replaced?
Yeah, half of it's still there. The
Okay.
old one.
But they did get the other one?
They got the new one up, yes.
Okay.
So, the other, antenna cable and phone and all that is on the other pole, I guess.
Yeah, they can't move those. Columbia Edison can't touch them.
They can't, but you're not gonna put them on the pole?
They notify the other ones to please move them, and then whenever they get to it, they get it moved, and then when everything's moved off of the pole, then they move it.
Well, same guy has the pole. Same guy don't go on. Every 2 months. Okay, well, that's all right.
Okay, so.
Thank you.
How many times have you asked
What, to have a note?
to have it known?
I got, what, 2 or 3 complaints in.
At least 3.
Maybe we should take a more proactive approach Have our crew come in there and take care of it, then charge him.
Well, our policy is not to do that. After we give them a notice, they have what, 2
But how-
weeks?
How many notices do you need?
I don't think we have them. Well, yeah, we give them one notice, then we give them 2 weeks to do it, and then if they don't do it, then we have somebody come in and mow it, and we bill them for it.
That's what your ordinance says.
So they're the ones that push home, somebody you're notifying.
No,
No.
the property owner
Property
ends up
owners.
coming in and.
No, we would,
Well, I was thinking that's what it was, you all would have to.
But what you're saying is they're not keeping it maintained on their own, they're waiting until they get a notice, use up the 2 weeks and do it.
And we
It's
don't
not
do very good.
He's technically doing his job, he's mowing it, but he's not maintaining it. But it sounds like to me.
Bush hog. Yeah, it's a bush hog, I mean, that,
And what Dickie's saying is that when he comes through there and bush hogs, and all it does is top it off and then just falls over.
it's just like.
It's not really being cut like a regular yard.
Yeah, that's.
It's
called
cutting off 8 inches, laying on 10. Well, and what they're down on the beach, and this is not, and that's 50 years ago, I said, nobody, yeah, go like that.
That's because Granddad voted for how many years?
Well, Calvin had,
That's what I mean.
had a garden there for quite a few years, he got tired of working on that, he got you all finished.
Maybe you should get him a goat.
Yeah, well.
We have some goats, that was your other discussion, Ricky, did you miss that?
That's, yeah, but, nobody.
You're not the only one in town with that problem.
Oh,
I
really?
know you're not.
Well, I've noticed just some other
Yeah,
areas.
You just gotta keep contacting Ford Drew, and then they send out notices, and weeks go by, and then they might have to send another.
He's cut it every time I send a notice.
Right.
The
It's just
problem
the
is
fact.
I can't send a notice
Right.
until it's taller than 12 inches. Well, by that time, once you cut the 12 inches, you've now got what looks like hay sitting
Right.
there, but the ordinance says nothing. You can cut your, as long as it's not higher than 12 inches, that's all I can enforce.
Then he's still, yeah, that's.
Okay.
What I got in my pocket there, I can tell you, it's another 12 inches. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So,
Sorry you gotta go through that.
well. it
It's for
happened.
bad neighbors.
Well,
You know, somebody with a match.
yeah,
we have one more. Virginia Wilson contacted Rachel. She was unable to come today, but she emailed Rachel. So Rachel's got it there to read to you all.
She wanted to announce that
Correct.
for email.
Oh, okay, never mind.
She lives out on Maple Avenue.
Okay.
Trinity, it's Reformed Church, is hosting a Warriors Among Us event on Saturday, November 15th at 3 p.m. This is an event to honor the veterans. This year, our speaker is retired Colonel Jeffrey Dahl from Chambersburg, PA. Mr. Jack Myers will again join us, and we will have a speaker from the Vet Dog program. Boonesborough American Legion Honor Guard will present the colors at the beginning of the program. We will have informational tables set up in our social room. We will also have local pet pictures in each of our sanctuary, vet pictures. Sorry. Pet pictures would be nice too. We'll also have local vet pictures in each of our sanctuary windows. If any council members are a veteran or would like to honor someone who is, I need pictures by the middle of October. I can give you her email address. We will also honor a vet each day on our church Facebook page. Last year, we had about 100 people, and we are looking forward to hosting that many again this year. Just wanted me to pass that.
Thank you.
Mark your calendar.
Go.
If no one else signed up, so we'll move on to faculty report. Public Works, Greg's not here. Pete,
Somebody's sick.
sick, oh my.
Well, I have this, and I just bring this up real quick. I wanted Greg, so I learned a cooler with water at National Night Out. And I thought Greg was gonna empty the water out, but he have to empty it back to me with the water in it. He thought I bought the water, but I did not buy the water. I thought he was gonna keep it for the guys and make their cooler. So I'm giving donations to cover the water that was in the cooler that I returned because we ended up drinking it. Icing it, drinking it, the Cochrane auctions, we had the 6-day auctions in the hot heat, trust me, we got the water, so I just want to make sure. He knew I paid for the water the town bought that
That's
came back to my house. Okay, I know.
So now you know.
It's all my, guilt is off my conscience.
Feel better now?
I do. We had a little miscommunication.
Okay, water and sewer. Pete?
I'll start with the sewer side first. We did have some problems here in the last month at the sewer plant with the SO and the chlorine rooms. We had to replace the smart valves, the vacuum monitors, and the injectors from where over the years they've been there since the plant originated. So it's been 16 years they've never been replaced. The chemicals every year took a toll on all of it and started breaking apart, busting apart. So we had to replace them. That cost us, I think it was $8,400. Other than that, on that sewer plant, all the data, everything has been running good. We're getting great numbers on the effluent and everything, all that's working great. We did have another problem at the Young Avenue pump station. I had to put a pump today. It has to be rebuilt. It went from an average of 20 hours more a week than the other pump was running. That's how bad it was getting. So this time forward and have it reworked. Other than that, on the sewer side, that's it. Everything runs smooth. Water side is running pretty good. I did hear back from Phillips finally today. They are going to come Wednesday and finish. Supposedly. Let's hope they do show this time. I've been told this 3 times now, so let's just hope it comes through this time on Wednesday. We're supposed to come finish it up.
Okay.
And also on the Keysville pump, still not gotten it back yet. This September is a year.
Wow.
They had to take it back, and like I said on the report before, that they had to take it back and restructure it to make it work, because no one ever said that they had it right originally when they were first put in. It's supposed to be at any time now, it's supposed to be back and put it down here. So, other than that, the water side, everything's run smooth.
Pete, did we ever have problems with that pump before?
Which one?
The one you was talking about on Young Avenue?
No, this pump's been in there since we bought them new in 2006 and 7.
Okay,
So, we did have the other one rebuilt in May of 2022.
that's it.
That one is running good, but there's 2 pumps in that pump station.
Yeah,
So now it's the other one. And it's just over the year, all the new houses being put on there, it's a lot more wear on that pump station now.
Do you run them back, like alternate them each week?
Yes, that's what I do. They do that. Yeah, that's how I know when one is getting bad, the other one. You look at the numbers and the times. And one was running for 10 hours a week, and this one was running for 20-some hours, or 30-some hours a week. So I had more than a 20-hour average for usage of big pumping. So it was worn out. So
Yeah,
it was time to get it.
okay,
We got our money out of it.
right, thank you.
Good. Anybody else have any questions of Pete? Thank you, sir. Town manager, Rachel?
So we have received the first, grant agreement for the Chase 6 funding that we're getting from the state. We were waiting on the grant agreement for the other portion of funding. We finally got that, so now we're just waiting for the Board of Public Works stats. And then we'll be set up with, total of $700,000 for Chase 6, which is probably only a drop. Anyway, I submitted the reimbursement request for the remaining $344,609 in capital funding for the reservoir. It was approved, so we should get the payment in a couple weeks. And that will be the end of the capital funding that we had for the reservoir, that $1.5 million. Catherine is helping me prepare our grant application for $250,000. We had budgeted the required 50% match, so if it's fully awarded, we'll have $500,000 to address inflow and infiltration. An update on Chase 6, I called the settlement company to initiate closing on the McElwee property, and once we settle, deeds and property transfers can be finalized. And we're gonna have a meeting this week with the Board of Ed and county and our attorney to get everything lined up so that it's just kind of moving things and then it's done. We're hoping that we will be able to start building McElwee's building like by mid-October. That's what we're working towards. Which hopefully will be good for this business because, you know, during the cold months when he's not as busy, so. knock on wood, it's good. Drew's 2-year anniversary is with the town on Thursday. And last month we had 2 anniversaries. Jim was 4 years and Kim celebrated 19 years. I just thought that they were things worth noting. It's very grateful to have people that are here and hope that they stay here for many years to come.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Congratulations. Both of you. All of you. Anybody have any questions of Rachel?
Are we not doing street sweeping anymore?
It's still broken.
It's broken.
Saw it on the calendar, and I just
Every
wondered.
time they get it fixed, one of their guys takes it out and brings it back and something else.
But we're
is
not
wrong.
paying or doing anything
No.
like that, right?
Saving.
Okay.
But hopefully they get it straightened out.
Okay.
I'm in contact with Bill and he keep me updated. So they could just find the driver who would take the pencil and it wouldn't break something, they'd be all right. So hopefully they'll be back maybe next spring.
I was just gonna ask, Canode Circle paving, everybody's happy?
I wouldn't say everyone's happy, but
I wouldn't say happy.
It is paid. They did come in and they did the full milling and overlay, so.
It looks nice.
At
It
least
does
that,
look nice.
at least that side is.
The side that they destroyed.
That's all I'll say about that.
Town planners report, Drew.
I owe everybody a report. It's about half done. I'll get it to you tomorrow for the month. But it's been very busy. A lot happening with Chase 6, Dean South, and a lot of other planning pieces moving around. Obviously, they finished up with the Greystone, or I think they're calling it South Mountain something, but they did their last presentation, or do they have one more?
They have one more
Yeah,
next
We
week.
have one that's the 16th.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, he said, Drew, I think he's gonna do a couple.
Yeah, I think he did say more than one.
Okay. So I'm not really hearing much on that side. My understanding is that the meetings were kind of not as well. People are getting the message, they're hearing what's being said, so they're not coming to the meeting necessarily, or that's the takeaway that a lot of people have had. We have had a lot of activity in the planning and zoning. We have the site plan for the ambulance company. We have the site plan for McDonald's. And we also have the site plan for Dean North. Those are all going to be on the planning commission's agenda this month. They all have a lot of issues associated with it, good and bad. But they're, Dean North, there are some serious drainage issues that need to be addressed. So we're not flooding out people downstream. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that it can be done and done safely, because what we have to anticipate is not just when it rains, but what is now normal. And that is some of these gut busters that are dropping 1.5 inches rain. I understand that design systems back in earlier years weren't designed to handle that, but we need to accommodate that now, because that's the type of rain we get frequently. It's what we get frequently. You all see it. You just don't get that nice steady rain all day that's nice and light and whatever. You get that thunderstorm that comes through, it drops 2.5 inches, flash floods everything, and then it doesn't rain again for, another 1.5 months. So we want to address those. A lot of issues with the McDonald's. They wanted a entrance on J6 Boulevard. We're going to basically tell them, no, we can't have that. That's a collector road. That's not what the intent is there. They can still get off of the cul-de-sac. They can also come out Tiger Way. I know there is opposition from many of the residents in Fletcher's Grove about them coming out on Tiger Way. I understand. I hear you. Let's hear what the comments are. Let's hear what the people say. Let's look at what the traffic counts are. What improvements should McDonald's have to make because of the traffic that they're going to generate? Maybe they're going to need to put in a bypass lane or something up by Antietam Spirits in that area, so the people coming out of Fletcher's Grove can go through as people are making a right or a left or something like that. These are not uncommon things to ask, because you're asking it because they're going to impact it. You don't need it if they're not there. If you're coming, McDonald's generates a certain number of trips every single day. and they're responsible for the cost associated with any upgrades in infrastructure to accommodate them. So I don't see either Dean North or the McDonald's being approved this month, but there'll probably be a lot of discussions. I have no doubt that the planning commission is probably gonna have a number of questions going back to these developers, whether it's McDonald's, whether it's Dean North or not. Highs is held up at the county. We're trying to get the grading permit freed up. So Highs has got their plans. They got a new revised site plan approved by the town. They resubmitted all the plans that had expired at the county, held up in the county, and Rachel's working with me to try to get it through so that they can start, but they're ready to go. Dean South's going heavy and hard. Everybody sees the dirt flying, so yes, ma'am.
I have a question because, so, just, because I know Anita's been coming concerned with the subdivision at the top of Lake and Atwood Talk. So any site plans that are approved there would definitely address, well, stormwater runoff, that it would run off on properties near that, if it would ever come to that. point,
Required by law.
Okay, I just wanted, because I know that's one of the concerns, so we would have time to address that, right?
I just have one question. Highs and McDonald's, are either one of them 24/7?
They have not proposed that in either one of their site plans, no, sir.
Does our, allow that? Or, I don't know.
Well, ACT used to be open
24/7.
And Weiss was open. Yeah.
There are some general guidelines in your code, in your zoning code to give it, but the time to really establish that is when they file the site plan. And we did that with Highs. I think they're till 11 or something, it's 10 o'clock. But everybody has those pumps now where they can leave their pumps open.
ACT's is open 20.
Yeah, you can go get gas anytime you want, you just, the convenience store is not open. So,
I didn't know that either.
You didn't?
No.
Sue's Miles.
Why is the farm
I did not know that. Well, you know, before when I needed gas, I had a key to the building and I could get it myself.
very true.
Those days are long gone.
You can guess on ACT.
And I will give fair warning, there are rumblings that the Easter days are gonna be starting up or trying to, they've made some requests into soil conservation about things that need to be done to get compliant, so not really sure what's going on there.
Are they contacting you?
Oh, they,
I know, that's why I'm.
But that is the
They have a-
stormwater
they have-
management and the road, right?
they have a big list
Yes, sir.
that they have to do before they can do anything, but they
Yes, sir.
gotta correct that they screwed up before.
I've received a number of either emails or phone calls from different banks or financial institutions asking about the preserve at Fox Gap, and my answer is, yes, they have a concept plan approval, but they defaulted on the last phase they were doing, and until those things are built, inspected, and accepted by the town will not be reviewing any plans for development until those issues are addressed. That's just been my standard answer to every financial institution that calls and asks. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of phone calls from a lot of different, so I don't know what's going on. I don't have particularly a great chummy relationship with either one of the Easter Day boys. So I can't tell you the inside scoop, but when I get a lot of the phone calls like that, something's going on.
I just can't believe that.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do, so don't feel bad. Okay, thank you, sir. Anybody have any more questions? Hearing none. Police department report. What you got, chief?
So, other than the report that was submitted, and if you have any questions on that, you can ask. But other than those couple of things, next Tuesday, September 16th, you didn't get it. Okay.
We're
not send one to you.
I'll
send it out, I'm sorry. I'll send it out to everybody tomorrow. I apologize, I forgot to send it.
Anyway, September 16th, the first cameras for blocks is scheduled to go in. And if they get some DOT permits, it could be more than the first two. So they're hoping by next week to actually be able to start installing, I think, all 7. But as of now, they have 2 permits. Spikers is targeting the first week of October for the other camera system. Other than that, I guess, since you didn't get the report, I tried to make it quick.
That's all right.
So, really, one of the couple big things to note is Vantage Hall. They've worked really well with us. We had a meeting here. Robbie was the main speaker from the police department, and they canceled an event on 8/31 that was going to be very much similar to the event they had on 8/14. And that, what fell in between was the shooting that happened at the Chop House Bar up in Hagerstown, where when they leave here, that's where they were frequenting. So, that got shut. They lost their liquor license, the Chop House did. So, but literally, both owners and both investors have done very gracious to work with us. I think they brought Billy on to one overtime assignment, and I think that's all we've had to really deal with.
Did we ever get the contact to send the invoice to for that? I don't think so. So he hasn't done any more since that one time, right?
Okay.
No, he's only done the one.
Yeah, just the, whatever that was that night. How many hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay. I'll send out an email tomorrow to remind them we need contact information. You have a pretty good contact with,
Tom Doolittle?
Yeah.
The owner?
Yeah.
One of the 3 owners.
Yeah.
So, what do you need?
Who to bill?
We were supposed to bill them for Billy's time.
Bill Tom Doolittle.
Well,
We don't know anything more than Tom Doolittle's name.
thank you.
And the first week of school obviously was very trying. They were backed up in North Main, they were backed up in Mapleville. We requested a meeting with the school board, and the day of the meeting, we waited 25 minutes up at the school, and nobody showed up. So we basically put matters into our own hands for the county commissioner that it was our town and we could do what we wanted to do to make it safe. So we double stacked the bottom half of campus drive there off of Maple. We got the cars off of Main Street. Now, because of all the influx of pre-K staggering their starts or whatever the school board does, it seems to be running pretty smooth up there. We've monitored since last week, so it seems to be going pretty smooth. But the school board stood us up. So
What about the buses?
buses that we've had, I've reached out to Tara Cook 4 different times. We've had 4 different buses on 3 different occasions from down Center Street. We've had nothing for over a week now.
I haven't seen anything the last several days.
So the first day, I think we had 2 buses, and then it kind of staggered over the next couple. One would go down, and another one would go down at different times. But every time I've reached out to Ms. Cook, she's hammered them pretty hard. And, we haven't had an incident, I don't think, since the first week of school with buses. Now, there is one bus that picks up Valley View and comes down Center Street. So that does happen in the morning, but in the evening, it goes out up at the top of Mapleville, and when it comes down Center, it has no kids in it. So, because Valley View is the last stop. When I say Valley View, they're dropping off maybe 5 or 6 kids at Orchard Manor and about 5 or 6 at Valley View. So that is a bus stop on there.
She used to have to walk.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. I
Down
used to have
there.
to go.
Something about the sidewalk situation or something. I mean, that's.
I didn't care about.
In the snow, uphill to here.
Walk Delaware.
But the field's open right there, they can walk down through the field.
I appreciate the kids' presence in the morning at the school. I've noticed.
We're trying. Yeah, they've actually had quite a few incidents at the school and other schools. Clear Spring is getting hammered almost daily with the Oak Hill house up there. Clear Spring is as bad as any school right now in the county probably. So, yeah, sadly, they've got that house that used to be on Oak Hill Avenue in Hagerstown, moved out to Independence Road. It's not a good situation. So, we've had the young man that made the fake bomb towards the end of last school year that shut the school down, showed up the first day of school, that kind of, not such a good situation.
Is he not supposed to be there anymore?
No, he doesn't even live in our school district. Oak Avenue. And I'm still trying to come to those words, so. Yeah, so that's about it. The other thing I wanted to ask that's not on the report was the lighting for the crosswalk out here on Main Street, possibly getting something like that down by the library and police department. We've had a couple incidents down there with pretty close calls. And
They've done a
You mean-
traffic
You mean
study.
the walking across?
Yeah.
Yes.
The answer that we got, it's not enough traffic, and they would take and consider it when the new elementary schools built. They'll take consideration.
Well, we can
And
ask
that-
again, that's been a while.
Yeah,
I think this one, the lighting
They,
should
they
be
have,
more
they have to do the
Very
right
hard to
first.
see that date.
daytime.
Linda's now moved up the ladder, she's not the one
Okay.
that, maybe have to meet somebody else.
Okay.
I'll get in contact with them.
The amount of people across that road. Yeah.
I've had several people come into the office very upset because they've
Yeah,
almost been
I don't know
hit.
whether if police start to have them more than just the council, if it has.
Well,
any
that's what I was
more
just
weight.
thinking, if you all showed up
I
and
just
it's
know
just
when
us.
we pounded them pretty
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
and
See if I can get a hold of them.
It took us a long while to get the light on Main Street.
State highway?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last meeting we had was with Linda Poffenberger.
Okay.
Not Poffenberger, it looks like Poffenberger.
Poffenberger.
But anyhow, she said there's not enough traffic, but when that elementary school go in, it would be a plus to put it there. And I told her, I said, do you know how many years that'll be? I said,
People
one
walk
of us will
across
see
that
it.
road to get to the park to use the track.
And they go to the
It's
library,
constant.
they run now.
There for a while, Chief Morgan was putting out the things like we have out on Main Street right now, like the walk thing during the day,
Yes.
gathering up at night. I don't know if that helps some.
I think it does. We were gonna reach out to Greg today.
We could borrow it, or maybe get another set of those to leave down at the department. I said, we were gonna reach out to Greg to see if we could borrow the ones, because they were just using for Boonesboro days. Those were the ones we used last time. I don't know if maybe that's something, maybe we'd get another set of those to leave them down at the police department.
We used to, me and Kevin used to walk them all.
Yep, drag them one and off.
We would
Yeah,
take them over,
I
just
know
put them
you
in the
guys
trash.
usually attend to that for a while.
Yeah.
Can we get your code and flags?
Hey, I'm telling you, my cone and flag idea you made fun of. Have you ever seen that in the city? We have cones and orange flags, and you pick up the flag and you walk across with the flag.
I've seen it in
Like, all the
College
people
Park.
can see it, you drop it in the bucket and the cone on the other side, people do it.
They still damn flags.
She's gonna get them to pick them
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Tell them see Amy, and Amy will tell them where to set them.
Can't hurt.
Well, we do have signs
She's
down
got,
there.
she's gotta get them.
Pedestrian
Yes,
signs.
Yes, and it's painted in the road.
They gotta come off of Main Street because of the parade Thursday.
Because
She's gonna have the guys see you
Perfect.
where you wanna set them.
Perfect.
The
Perfect.
county
Perhaps-
commissioners told you something to keep the town safe,
Yes.
so
Yes,
do what you gotta do.
Hey, Dave, perhaps we should talk about moving that speed limit sign down the way.
I don't disagree. with
Because you're going 40 all the way through that area till you get almost to the top of the hill where Monument Drive is, then it turns to 25.
that. Yes.
I think there's a 25 down by King Road.
Something a little higher.
Yeah, I think it is.
Right
Right there
after
is the
you
hill.
pass King Road.
Okay.
There is a 25 points.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's not a speed sign, it's,
Yeah, it's reduced speed ahead.
Well, and I do know we're trying to get our speed trailer up and running.
Yes.
The batteries are kaput in it right now, so we're getting new batteries.
We get new batteries, we're gonna have, because that did.
That did help. It slowed people down.
I was glad to see you all put that up again.
And maybe if you have some stats from that, that would be something we could present to state roads to say, hey,
Sure
let's
can.
move that 25-mile-hour limit out.
just put the sign
over
down.
To town, you know what I mean?
Past
Reduce
King
the
Road.
speed, because maybe we
We're
don't need it
going to,
40.
Yep.
Sure
By
can.
those Crestview entrances and exits.
We can do a
Yep.
traffic study
Yep.
once it's up and running.
It saves everything. It
Because
saves
that's
all.
the state road too, right? So then they
Yes.
let us reduce the speed limit without their permission.
Then they have to reduce it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good.
Anybody else have any questions of Chief? Hearing none. Mayor and council, updates and correspondence. I don't know where any of y'all got down to the food truck festival. It was well attended. They had an excellent crowd. Same way Boonesboro Days. Boonesboro Days is probably the best weekend in, oh Lord, I don't know how many years. It did rain and wasn't so ungodly hot out. People actually came out, attended. It was a good crowd Saturday and a good crowd yesterday. Just a reminder, don't forget about the 9/11 parade this Thursday. So
I think
one-
it's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock it starts
it starts at 6.
Are we in it?
Yes.
So that was a question because
Okay.
I cannot be, because I have road auction.
No, no.
But I have my card.
Yes.
I will,
And I carry if it's.
but I don't have a truck or anything to ride.
Well,
Well, I washed my car and kind of got it ready for you.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Convertible tomorrow.
what's the keypad number?
Well, I'm not gonna clear it up. Okay, come on, I'm not the one.
You just have to come in. Boy, that was a good one. I was
Just
waiting.
text me.
Y'all could
Yeah.
get combination and everything.
So it's just be you and I, Tony?
What's that?
Is it just you and I?
Yeah.
But keep paying numbers, we are.
We you just keep on heads.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Anybody else have any correspondence? Okay, we'll go to new business. Sponsor request Greenbrier Elementary School walkathon. Everybody get a copy of that?
Yeah, just read it.
I mean, not that I'm not sympathetic to them, but I was thinking maybe we should keep it to our kids.
They are your school.
They are
I know
feeder
they are.
student, middle and
They're
high
not
school.
our taxpayer dollars.
Have we dealt with them before?
Plus they're requesting $150. So that I am sure they would take that.
I already told them that.
Everybody say so.
I'd say keep it local.
Well,
I know it's-
Boonesboro has a walkathon too. Elementary school. Have we dealt with them before? I don't
Yes,
believe
we got
so.
2 other Windsor requests.
Yeah.
How much is left?
We have
Just
$900.
How much?
900.
It's a
We
new
just
year.
started.
Have we given it to Greenbrier before?
I'm not sure. I don't think we have.
So we're moving on. Sponsorship for Pittsburgh Middle High School bands. I think this we did last year, doesn't it? Count $100.
I'll make a motion that we give the Boonesboro Middle and High School band
Okay.
$100.
We have a motion and a second to give Boonesboro High School, middle school band $100. Do I have a second? Do we have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Moving right along, sponsorship requests, 10th annual South County Golf Tournament, which benefits Micah's backpack. Whole sponsor would be $100.
We've done this in the past.
Yeah, we've done it the past couple
So
years.
I moved that we give $100 to the golf tournament for Mike's backpack.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to give Micah's golf back $100. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Introduction of ordinance 2025-04, an amendment to the Boonesboro Public Ethics Ordinance.
So every year we have to submit a certification to the State Ethics Commission that we have an ethics policy that is equal to or more stringent than state requirements. And there were some updates that we had to make. We can look through, excuse me, well, there are quite a number of updates that were required. They are all underlined. There was only 1 or 2 things that were removed, mostly adding stuff. I did already get the preliminary approval from the State Ethics Commission, and they will have it on their agenda for official approval in November. But in the meantime, we need to have this in work too, so that it'll be finalized by the end of the year. So I had on there the dates. It's introduced tonight, and then I had it being passed at our next monthly meeting, but there only have to be 6 days in between introduction and passage. So if we have a workshop this month, I'm going to change the passage date to the workshop date. But
Our actual ethics commission didn't want to.
Yeah, well, once this is signed, would you give them a copy of this?
Do they have to meet annually?
we meet as needed, but it's at least.
But I
annual.
thought they had to do at least annual.
They're gonna have, they,
They need to meet
their
the election.
terms,
They have to do the election.
They have to renew our elections.
their terms all need renewed in, I think, January anyway.
Could I have a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-04?
I'll make a motion.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Update for capital improvement program, CIP work group.
So again, this work group was formed to try to work on making a recommendation to the council for, CIP fees to be imposed on new development. So I just wanted to give you an update. We've met twice since the last council meeting, so we have reviewed the list of capital projects that we know need to be completed in an attempt to establish the dollar amount that we need. We looked at fees charged in other counties and municipalities to see how they fund, not only what they charge, but what they charge for, how they break it down. And next, we will look at how much money we have spent on capital improvement projects in the past 10 years to help determine the revenue that we might need going forward. Try to find a trend, an average at least.
Review of the engineering services for the town of Pittsburgh, Chase Six Boulevard and Campus Avenue project.
So we posted the RFP once, we did not get any bids, so then we got posted again, and we did receive one proposal from CPJ and Associates, and we did find it to be responsive.
Actually, I noticed like Town of Thurmont and City of Frederick, County of Frederick were projects that gives, you got good referrals from.
I called the city manager for Thermont, talked to him, I know him pretty well. Yeah, they're good. They're out of the city, they're trying to kind of get into this area, so they're kind of new. But we're not asking them to do anything super complicated. The most important part of this part of the project is we're gonna develop a set of bid tabulations that the contractor bids on. We have to set that up so that it matches our agreement with Jim Draper. Because remember, he's paying for everything on one side of the road. We're paying for everything on the other side of the road. So the one thing that we're gonna be working with this consultant with, if you grant it to them and award it to them, is to set up the bid tab so that every time the contractor submits his pay estimate every month, we know what our share is, and we know what to bill Mr. Draper. Because what we want to be doing is as soon as we make that pay, we're reaching out to Mr. Draper to ensure that we don't have a cash flow problem, because we expect things to be paid promptly. When we award this, I keep Mr. Draper informed as to what's going on, so that there's not a cash flow issue. I assume he's a CPA, he should know how to manage cash flow issues. He knows he has this cost coming, so that's the important part of this bid package, where we break those pieces apart, and you'll see what his share is, what the town's share.
So do you need a
We need a motion.
motion to approve, and that's what you guys are recommending, so you're right. I'll make a motion to approve the bids from non-construct.
CPJ.
CPJ initially, I was ready to say CPA, and that was right, CPJ, for the Chase Six project.
I'll second it, and the bid placed at $14,210.
Sorry.
Got a motion and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Anything else come before the commission, for the commission? Council, before, we go to the commission's report. Hearing none, commission's report, Mark Ward, Rick?
Okay, just that.
Sure.
It's so much today. All right, we held our meeting August 27th last month. We got a guest from Girl Scout Troop 15024. Name is Liz Wright. Senator project, which was an agility ramp for the dogs for our dog park. And they installed it that night, actually. They suggested Liz put a plaque on the ramp stating she completed the project. Unfinished business, treasure hunt. I was supposed to contact Rachel about park board's concerned with some of the baskets on the disc golf course. Of course, I talked to you a while back about that. There will be an update next week. Motion Grace had been darn out to amend the treasure map, all approved. And the reason why they did that is because the town lines had better in the borough. Wanted for some reason, and that wasn't fine, so we asked them to take that off. Eland Tree Service is doing a risk assessment on our trees in the park. If you recall that last big storm we had, knocked some trees over. Of course, the police department did their job on that, thanks very much. But they found out there's quite a few trees down there that are hollow from the last time that they trimmed them up. So they're doing a tree assessment on that. Trees planted in the spring after suffering from a lack of rain, and hopefully they recover. Movies series wrapped up. All movies were well attended. Concert update. Concerts were well attended. Several changes were discussed for next year. And number one is having only one concert a weekend on Sunday, except for rescheduling for rain, etc. Number two is pay by check in the mail the Monday following the concert.
Which is what I have been stressing from the beginning.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that was kind of.
I don't know, well, then they don't need to play.
Well, the problem is,
They can't
that's the way I
trust
view it. That's the way I viewed it too. If you don't want it in the mail, then don't come. We can always get some. As you can see, we had 22 this year. So it's not like we're hard up. Public Works to check with the bandstand to make sure everything is working and clean. I think the last concert they had, one concert they had, the thing was locked. The electrical box was locked, so they had to get it unlocked. And one concert after the thing they had, there's always a big accumulation of water. So somebody keeps stealing the brooms. Don't ask me why.
They're flying. Transportation.
Halloween's coming.
Then we discussed about maybe having a budget print out monthly, so I'm sure Laura got a hold of you on that. And the meeting was adjourned at 8:15, and our next meeting will be September 24th, I think, at 7 o'clock here. That's it.
Thank you, Rick. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions of Rick?
What was the thing about the checks that we paid today?
They were-
So, a lot,
Poor Tim has a lot of stress, because I've witnessed it, been involved with getting the checks, and then I have them there from play, we haven't played yet.
What if it gets canceled? Or
Exactly.
we used to always pay them after their show, the following week.
Yeah.
And then somehow it got switched that they were handing them the check during their performance.
Right.
I don't know how it got that way. It just kind of got that way. And then since Sandy has been out, we went back to mailing the check the week after, and it's worked a lot better.
And I believe that's going to put less stress.
Well,
on
and
her.
also no one has to like physically pick up the check and then take it to the concert.
Sandy worries so much about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if they don't get paid, they'll be calm.
Well, the one band wanted to get paid full, and he didn't even play.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd like my $10 check tonight before I leave.
You probably should get it.
She got it. Mail it out Monday, please.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Good Municipal Facilities Commission.
Sure. So the BMUC last met right here on August 20th. We had no public comments. We did have Mark Sterling and Harry Dodson from Portland, Maine. They were going to give a presentation, but they weren't sure what presentation they really wanted. They've been our partner for the last 25 years. So basically, we gave them some questions that we wouldn't have the answer to, and they would like to come back in our meeting this month and give a full Neptune meter presentation and pricing. They did indicate that there are a lot of capabilities in our system, but in order to unlock this, we need to connect with Gateway, which can be done in phases. Gateway would cover 75% of the town. Again, we're going to have more information. One of the pros with the Neptune meters that we currently use, that there are no stranded assets. Basically, what that means is that there's no hardware nothing to go obsolete. Under old business, the reservoir update for the next few weeks, Touchland will be working on the inside of the reservoir. New big piece will be to work with Superintendent Shoemaker with Arrow on the details of the controls and the control building. Update on Crestview pressure reduction. We did file with State Highway permits required, and they're now having weekly meetings with WRA to ensure that the project stays on track because it needs to be completed in conjunction with the reservoir. There are about 32 permits in total needed for this project. Permits are always the hardest part, and we're aiming to have the project out on RFP this month. The other update would be the EDU chart review. We're waiting for WRA to finish the water sewer capacity study so that we can get those numbers and be able to determine our availability of EDUs at any given time. Additional water and sewer tap for 305 North Main. There was no action taken on that because that property was denied by the BCA. Under Sister's report, Pete already mentioned that we're still waiting on that one pump in Keysville, and that well 8 was down, but that has been corrected. Public Works, the crew leader, Dave was here, Dave Pottenberger. He shared that it was a busy month. Of course, we all know about the situation on Potomac Street. They had 4 leaks in 30 to 40 feet. The lines were cast and in pretty bad shape. And there was an indication that the line goes from 12 inch to 8 inch to 6 inch to 4 inch to 8 inch or back to 12 inch. So we really need to be concerned about that with the high pressure, and hopefully we can do those 2 projects in conjunction. Pottenberger went on to share that they were still flushing the hydrants, but they had to stop with the drought we were in, and they'll resume as soon as the reservoir is at a comfortable level. Under new business, the BMUC had 4 people that submitted applications for vacancies on the commission, and BMUC went through each individual applicant. They were asked to leave, and we interviewed the applicants individually. They were all asked the same questions. Each member of the commission asked questions of the candidates. Of the 4 candidates, 1 candidate did not show up, did not call, did not say they weren't going to be available. So we ended up interviewing 3. BMUC then had they actually had 2 executive sessions to discuss the candidates, and it was determined on the BMUC's behalf that with the projects that are coming now into the town with development and with the positions that we have open, that we need to be very, very cautious about bringing people on that do have some knowledge, not maybe complete knowledge, but at least basic knowledge. One of the candidates, of course, was Robert Mose, Bobby Mose. We all know him by Bobby Mose. The only reason Bobby had left the commission was that there were some health issues with Natalie with her back surgery. He really wasn't sure how things were going to go, and now that she's back, and he said that he needs to get out of the house and he wants to come back and be part of the commission. So, Bobby was one of the candidates, and we had two other candidates that we interviewed. Again, the commission did meet in executive session on 2 occasions, and they felt that at this particular point with the projects that we have going on, that they would like to bring Bobby Mose back on a new appointment for 4 years. He would be a voting residential member as a new appointment. So I would give that appointment to the mayor, and then we can go on from there.
Okay, is that a motion?
I will make a motion to appoint Robert Mose to a new 4-year term as a voting member of the BMUC Commission.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Abstained, motion carries.
Okay, and then basically the end of the session was that we feel that we're looking for a subject matter expert, which that's one of the positions that are open. The subject matter expert is a non-voting member, but would bring a lot of knowledge and understanding of the water and sewer system. So we are searching for that person. And the other individual that we're looking to bring on, we actually have one candidate that's been in conversation with the BMUC, and we're going to try to get that individual back. That person has 25+ years experience with water and sewer in Frederick County, and would be a complete asset for the commission. So that's where we're looking for. We ended our regular session meeting, and then we had 2 executive sessions later on, and then we meet again on September the 17th at 6 p.m. right here.
Anybody have any questions, Lieutenant?
Are we allowed to ask Tammy who's the person with 25 years of experience?
Yeah, I've mentioned his name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah, I worked with him.
Okay. Planning Commission, Mary?
Oh, yes, sir. Rachel, correct me here if I'm wrong. We did not meet in August. The meeting conflicted with the Verdant presentation at the Legion. So the chairman formally, I'll say, required the commission members to go to the Verdant meeting, and it counted as a meeting attended. And I did take attendance at the Verdant meeting, and all commission members were present. That meeting, I'll say, there was attended, I thought, rather poorly. He indicated, Mr. Potts indicated he would have one more meeting, which is on the 16th. And I do believe he said he would have 2 additional meetings as well. So that's the commission report, although the commission did not discuss any business at the meeting, they just listened.
Anybody have anything to ask for Mary? Thank you, sir. Economic Development Commission. Ray's not here.
I'm sure he's doing his grandbaby.
Yes, he probably is. Rachel and I attended the meeting. Basically, their meeting was just a normal business meeting. They discussed a lot about food truck festival coming up, so it was very, very successful. Plus, they had a ribbon cutting ceremony over at Country Park, that I went to call it Crawford's.
Yeah, the old Crawford, called the old Crawford.
So, that was very well done. They've done a nice job inside fixing that up and all, so wish them the best of luck. Also came to our attention that Terry Piper's term is up next month. July. And they would like to request to have her reappointed for another 3 years.
I will make that motion to reappoint Terry.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second to reappoint Terry for another 3 years. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Environmental Commission, Terry?
Ray attended, but I don't have his notes, so I'm just gonna highlight what I saw on there. Minutes. The 8th Low Waste Living Workshop will be November the 19th. The topic is to be determined. bulk cleanup and recycling event to be held October the 11th from 8 to 12. Russell Bright from Apple Valley Recycling will be speaking on recycling at the October meeting. Bring Your Gold to the Market Day will be held in October. And the last day of the farmer's market is October 21st.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Terry?
We meet on Wednesday, actually, this coming Wednesday.
Okay, none, thank you, Terry. Anything else? Council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So, maybe
We have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, thank you. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion.
You got to be alive if you didn't let